that's going to be made in to the Chivo wallet, and I guess we kind of touched on El Salvador as a whole, but if you want to dive in a little bit more on that.
Yeah, I mean, so for those for the audience, I've been to El Salvador, and so I've seen firsthand, like, and when did I go? November 2021. So I think it was like just a month or two after Bitcoin became like officially legal tender. I think the legal tender like kicked in September 16th or something, or it was sometime in September, I think. So I've been down there, and the 4 million downloads of Chivo wallet, but only 100,000 active users makes total sense because the government gave everyone $30 of free Bitcoin. In a country where the average salary is like 400 US a month or something, or 380 US a month, 30 bucks is a lot. So of course everyone downloaded it. They all wanted the free money, right? Everyone went and they spent the money. I talked to taxi drivers and shopkeepers and stuff, and I asked them if they use Bitcoin. What do they do? Did they keep the Bitcoin? Do they understand? Just general chat to get a feel for what their understanding of Bitcoin is. And everyone just told me they spent the Bitcoin. They changed it to dollars. They used it to pay their like electricity bill that month, or they did their week's grocery shopping. There was one guy that said he was using Bitcoin to send money to someone in like a family member in the US, or that like his family in the US was using it to send money to his mom in El Salvador, and they were saving like tens of dollars in monthly fees. They're sending her $200 a month or something. He's like, before we were paying $20 or $30 in fees, and now we pay nothing. So that's great. But you're implementing a money. Think about how many people understand Bitcoin just generally in the world right now. Not very many. So you're rolling it out in a place that's just generally like economically underdeveloped. The people are just generally undereducated, and expecting it to just be like, oh, everyone gets Bitcoin there and they all use it and stuff. Like, no one gets it. Most places don't take it because they haven't set up the infrastructure. So I think there's a lot of education that needs to happen. And the way that happens is like from grassroots level up. It's not going to be government coordinated education unless they start like, they do a class where they teach you about money at school, which I highly doubt. And that's going to take like 2 decades to permeate the entire society. It has to be people going down to El Salvador using Bitcoin and basically one-to-one educating everyone that you come into contact with about what Bitcoin is. You pay them in Bitcoin. You try to, have a simple to understand like 3 or 4 sentence like narrative as to why Bitcoin is good money. And that's how it's going to play out. I mean, if lots of people, there has to be like an aligned incentive or benefit. So lots of people go to El Salvador, and there's a narrative that like Bitcoin is attracting tourism to El Salvador, and it's making people go there and spend money. And that's just been good for the general population because the businesses have been able to make more money. It's created more jobs. And that's a good thing for Bitcoin. But it requires it to work in terms of attracting capital and people to visit El Salvador. I think it is, though. It seems to be.